Okay, so let's do question 1 together for the test. So the function h represents the height of an object t seconds after it's launched into the air. The function is defined by the h of t function listed there. Height is measured in meters. Answer each question without graphing. Explain or share your reason. So question A says, after how many seconds did the object reach a height of 33 meters? So when we're looking at this, 33 meters is the height, and I just explained up here that h represents the height. So we're going to replace this h of t here with 33. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the new equation we're solving for. So I'm writing 33 there. And now I need to solve this. So there's a couple ways you could do it. You could do completing the square, you can do factoring, you could do quadratic formula. If you do factoring or quadratic formula, you need it to equal 0. So I'm going to go ahead and move the negative 33 over to the other side by subtracting 33. So that way I have a 0 on one side. And then I would end up 18 minus 33 is negative 15.
Good morning, staff and students. Staff, we have a few people.
Okay, so however you choose to do it, if you choose to do it by factoring, which it's not impossible to do it by factoring, remember you'd set it up and get negative 5t squared here and negative 15. So the only way to multiply to a negative 5 is to have either 1 and 5, or 1 and 5, and one of them needs to be negative. And then for 15, you have 1 and 15 and 3 and 5, and one of them needs to be negative. So there's quite a little bit of combinations you have to work with this one. If you want to do it that way, you could also do slide and divide. So that means you would do negative 5 times negative 15 and get 75. Our b value is 20, and then you're looking for two numbers that multiply to 75 and add to 10. Or you could just go this the safe route and just do the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula would be, all right, so the quadratic formula, we're going to use a, there we go, it wasn't working. A would be negative 5, B would be 20, and C would be negative 15. So then we have the quadratic formula that I'm going to write out here real quick. So then I'm just plugging the numbers in. So negative b, I would write negative 20 plus or minus b squared would be 20 squared. So that's 400 minus 4 times a, which is negative 5, and c, which is negative 15, all over 2 times a, which is 2 times negative 5. The first step I would do is put everything that's under the square root, all this stuff, put it into the calculator and get an answer. And when you do that, you get 100. So that's one thing that maybe you should practice if you're in class, making sure that you get 100 there. So that's the square root of 100 divided by negative 10. The square root of 100 is 10. So this is going to be negative 20 plus or minus 10 divided by negative 10. So negative 20 plus 10, running out of room, would give you negative 10. Negative 10 divided by negative 10 equals negative 1. So that's one of my answers. And then I'm going to do negative 20 minus 10 divided by negative 10. So negative 20 minus 10 will give me negative 30. Negative 30 divided by negative 10 is 3. So x equals 3 and x equals 1 are my two answers for this first part. All right, so then we're going on to B. When does an object reach its maximum height, and what is that maximum height? So when we're talking about maximum, that means that we want to find the vertex, and so we need to put this function into vertex form. And the board's a little slow. There we go. So when I do that, the first thing I need to do is divide out the a value, so that way I can have the a value just be 1. That makes life a lot easier. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 5. So I'm going to put a negative 5 outside because I can't actually get rid of that. I need to remember that that happened. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So this is t squared. 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4t. And then negative 15 divided by 5 is positive 3. All right, so then from here, oh wait, yeah. So then from here, I'm going to divide the b by 2. Hold on, sorry, we got to go back to the original equation. This should be 18. My fault. I was using, so we're going back to the original equation, not the one that we found up here. This is 18, not 15. So 18. So 18 divided by 5 is 3.6. This is a positive 18. Positive 18. So you get a negative 3.6. So again, I went back to the original equation, not the equation we made for A, and that was my fault. So I'm dividing positive 18 divided by negative 5, so I get negative 3.6. Right, so then the first thing we need to do now is divide by B. So I'm going to divide B by 2, and I get negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 5t minus 2, because negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2 squared. And now I need this to equal 2 squared, which would be 4. So I needed to make negative 3.6 equal 4. So not negative 4, I need to go all the way up. So if you think about a number line, here's 0. I have negative 3.6 here, and I need to get to 4 here. So I need to add 3.6 just to get to 0, and then I need to add 4 more to get to 4. So I'm adding 7.6 here. And if I add 7.6, I need to balance it off by subtracting 7.6. This is my tag along number, the number that's just gonna keep following the equation and gonna end up being my X, my Y coordinate and my vertex. So I'm gonna get negative 7.6 here. But this whole part is getting multiplied by negative 5, and we can't leave a double parentheses like that. So we need to distribute that negative 5 to this set of parentheses, so t minus 2 squared, and then also to the negative 7.6. And when I do that, I get 38. So then I have my vertex form. So now it says, what is the maximum height? So my vertex is 2, because I take the opposite of this, so 2 and 38. So between those two numbers, this is a 38, between those two numbers, 2 means the seconds it takes to get to that maximum height, and 38 is the meters it's going to be. So it's going to take 2 seconds to reach the maximum height of 38. To reach max height of 38 meters. Right, and that's our final answer for that.